Today, we're going to dig into something really interesting, a huge UN survey from 2020 that's basically a global report card for digital government. We're going to see which countries are acing the test and how this tech is completely changing how we deal with the state. So let's jump right in. Seriously, think about it for a second. When did you last have to, I don't know, renew your driver's license or pay a parking ticket or apply for some permit? You remember that feeling, right? Just waiting. Well, for millions and millions of people all over the world, that whole experience is starting to just disappear.
Because that line is moving online. From places you'd expect, like Estonia, to some real rising stars like Rwanda, governments are making this huge shift. The physical counter is becoming a digital portal. And this isn't some small trend. This is a full-blown global revolution. So how do we actually measure something this big? How do we know who's leading the pack and who might be falling behind?
Well, that's where the United Nations comes in. Turns out they've built this really comprehensive system to track this whole digital evolution, and it gives us a super clear picture of what's happening on a global scale.
It's called the E-Government Development Index, or EGDI for short. And honestly, the best way to think of it is like a digital fitness score for a country. It's not about which government has the slickest website, no. It's a much deeper look at whether a nation really has the muscle to deliver services and connect with its people online. So what's the secret sauce? What actually goes into this score? Well, the EGDI is built on three really crucial pillars. First up, you've got the infrastructure. That's the hardware. Can people actually get online reliably? Second, you have human capital. That's the people. Do citizens have the skills and the know-how to use all these digital tools? And finally, you have the online services themselves. Are they actually useful? Are they high quality? You absolutely have to have all three to build a digital state that works. Okay, so now that we know how they're keeping score, let's take a quick world tour and see what this global report card actually tells us. And the first thing that jumps out is just the incredible momentum. Get this, in just 2 years, the number of countries in that top-tier, very high-performance group leaped from 40 to 57. That is a massive jump, and it just shows how fast this transformation is really happening. And this isn't a story of just a few wealthy nations pulling ahead. What the survey shows is this broad, positive wave that's lifting almost everyone. Nearly every single country improved its score. It really paints a picture of a world that's collectively leveling up its digital game. This chart gives us a great regional snapshot. And yeah, you can see Europe is leading the pack. Over half its countries are in that top tier. But here's the thing. One of the most exciting stories from the report is one this chart doesn't fully show. In Africa, the number of high-performing nations nearly doubled. That is such a powerful sign of rapid progress. And this right here is the crucial takeaway. This is not just a rich country's game. You've got countries like Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania that are absolutely punching above their weight, offering really impressive online services. In fact, 9 of the countries with high-quality online offerings are classified as least developed. And that just proves, brilliantly, that digital progress isn't just about money. It's about vision and political. But, this digital revolution isn't just happening at the national level. It's also transforming our cities and our daily lives in some really direct and amazing ways. As the UN report puts it, local governments are right there on the front lines. They're realizing they can use data to get smarter, more efficient, and at the end of the day, more responsive to the people who actually live there. Let me give you a fantastic real-world example. In Boston, the school district used a new algorithm to totally redesign its bus routes, and the result was staggering. They cut 1 million miles of driving in a single school year. That saved a ton of money, and it cut carbon emissions by 20,000 pounds a day. That is the power of smart, data-driven local government right there. And a huge piece of this local revolution is transparency. Just look at this number, the number of countries with open government data portals, where they just share public data for anyone to use. It exploded from just 46 in 2014 to 153 in 2020. I mean, this open data is the fuel for innovation, and it's a powerful tool for holding governments accountable. But look, this isn't just about making things run smoother. This is about something way bigger. It's about deepening democracy. You can take the Republic of Korea, for example, where citizens can use online platforms for something called participatory budgeting. It literally gives them a direct say in how their own tax money gets spent. That transforms people from just being passive recipients of services into active partners in their own government. Now, all of this digital progress we've been talking about,
it was about to get put to the ultimate test. Because in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic became a global stress test for every single government on Earth, and it revealed both incredible strengths and some really critical, painful weaknesses.
The UN report puts it so starkly. When physical contact suddenly became a risk, digital solutions became an absolute lifeline. I mean, overnight, the stakes for e-government were raised to a level that nobody could have predicted.
And the evolution of the digital response was just incredible to watch. Over just a few months, it went from simple websites with basic health info to governments using social media for daily updates and stats. And then by the end of the year, we were seeing sophisticated apps and even AI chatbots for checking symptoms and engaging with communities. It was a massive global innovation sprint happening in real time.
But the pandemic was a total double-edged sword. On one hand, it forced incredible innovation and made digital services absolutely essential. But at the exact same time, it exposed the painful, stark reality of the digital divide. For millions of people without reliable internet or digital skills, all this life-saving information and critical support was suddenly locked behind a screen they couldn't get to, making them more vulnerable than ever.
And this is why it all matters so much. Suddenly, a country's digital infrastructure wasn't just some abstract number on a UN scorecard. No, it became a direct measure of its ability to manage the crisis, to get life-saving information out, to track the virus, and to deliver economic aid to people who desperately needed it. So all of this leaves us with a really critical question for the future. We have proven that we can build efficient, smart, data-driven governments. The technology is clearly there. The real challenge now, the big one, is to make sure that this powerful digital state we're all building is also an equitable one. How do we build a government that truly serves everyone and ensures that in our race to connect the world, we don't leave a single person behind?